So, my piece of paper just dropped on the floor. Excuse me for a second. Okay, so I was just playing some basic leads coming in and out of pentatonic and little mode stuff, and using these dissonant sounding licks as best as I could intersperse them in the in what we were doing here. Quick review. Lick number 40 was this chromatic descending lick. Lick number 41 was a whole tone lick that moved up chromatically. Then I had felt that I had sort of cheated the whole tone scale itself, and then did a version of that lick, something similar, that moved up in whole steps as a whole tone scale. That was lick number 42. Then I started talking about this in licks, for a few licks from 43, 44, 45, and then again in 46 also, and then 48. I skipped 47. 47 I did a diminished. But in the other ones I mentioned, I used this basic pattern of 12th and 14th frets. So this pattern here with the first and third finger. The basic justification that I see in using all of these notes, I mean, you can do anything you want anyways if you like the way it sounds, but all these notes fit into a Dorian mode. Some of the tones are skipped in the lower half of the scale, and we put them in the upper half of the scale. But without getting into too much detail about this, if I did a Dorian mode using this major scale form, if I did a Dorian mode starting on the second note of that scale, which is the 12th fret here with the second finger, if I did this, do it again. The 12th and 14th frets are all used when I do that scale. So again, to me it gives the justification I'd like to see, some kind of justification for doing something like this, that all the notes are within the Dorian mode, and if I know the Dorian mode can fit within a certain chord pattern or something, then this 1-3, this easy 1-3, 1-3, 1-3, 1-3 pattern on just 2 frets can work out. So I did a bunch of licks with that. So lick 43 was sort of using a perfect fourth interval idea. So on the 12th fret, 14th fret, 12th fret again. And as we go up the strings, just keep in mind that when you use this pattern all the way across the strings, once we get to the second string, it kind of messes things up. So it's not, so third string, 12th fret, to the second string, 12th fret, is not a perfect fourth anymore. It's a major third. So same thing with the 14th fret there. So just keep in mind when you get to the second string, because of the tuning of the second string being different, it does break your pattern a little bit. As far as giving a lick for lick number 49, which this really is here, I'm gonna just say you can take a lot of these patterns and move them up fret by fret. For instance, if we were using a tritone pattern like this, which was lick number 46, we did it across the strings this way. Keep in mind you can go up a fret and do it on the 13th fret also. So that was from the 12th fret. Now you can go up to the 13th fret and do it also. So the 14th fret. The thing is, you can get away with a lot of this with this kind of concept because we're trying to purposely be somewhat dissonant sounding here. So you can get away with some of these just out of position licks, out of position that you think that you should be in, and just give them a try. So for lick 49 itself, let me just say you can try these in different areas. Like the little chromatic lick I did on 45, I went. Keep in mind we can do things like this. So just doing them in different positions. Lick number 48 that I had done, this one here. We can do that in different positions and kind of connect things together, like starting at the 10th fret, going like this. So that might work in different situations. So again, for lick number 49 itself, just try a lot of these licks in different positions and see if they work out also. And again, use your ear. If it sounds good, then it's okay to use it. It's not going to sound good to everybody, but if you have your ear kind of trained to hear things that are a little out there sounding, and you can accept them and kind of like them, then use it if you like it. So I think I ended up with that fourth pattern doing this. 43 was, and we moved up to the next group of strings, that kind of thing. So that was 43. 44 was again using that 12 and 14 fret idea with octaves. Octaves are actually used on, this is from the 6th string to the 4th string, and from the 5th string to the 3rd string, but when we get to the 4th string to the 2nd string, that's not an octave, it's a major 7th, and the same thing on the 3rd string to 1st string, it's a major 7th. And again, that's because of the tuning of the 2nd string that doesn't work out as far as they're being all octaves. But we are using this 12th and 14th fret idea as an easy geometric pattern idea to come up with other ideas as kind of a springboard. So we can just maintain that pattern all the way up, and it's going to sound a little dissonant here and there, and that's kind of what we're going for here. So then we got to lick number 45, which was the chromatic bass lick where we skip strings, connecting the 12th to 14th fret chromatically, and then skipping a string. That was a 6th string. That was the 4th string. So we went, and then we went back and picked up the 5th and 3rd strings, and then the 4th and 2nd, and then the 3rd and 1st. So we had, and we came backwards. That was 45, lick number 45. Lick number 46 was the tritone lick, where we went, and then moving that up to the next group of strings, and the next group. And again, those are not all tritones, because once you get to the 2nd string, it kind of messes things up. But again, we're going for the pattern geometrically on the neck, and not necessarily the tones of the scale that come out. And again, we're going for dissonance, so it all kind of works. Diminished arpeggio lick we did as the lick number 47 was this. And then, so we had, and lick number 48 was a chromatic idea, chromatic approach, again using that 12th and 14th fret idea, although we are utilizing the 13th fret here too. So we went using hammers and pulls. So when we use these dissonant sounding licks, what we're basically going to try to do is to throw them in once in a while and not use them as the main course in what we're doing here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put on a jam track, and again I'm going to play some more standard scales, pentatonics or whatever, Dorian mode a little bit, maybe blue scale a little bit, and then I'm going to go back and forth every once in a while. I'll throw in one of these licks like I did at the outset here, the introduction. So I'm going to try it again, and now that we've reviewed the licks, and just listen for where they're used, and listen for how, and watch how I get in and out of them. If I do it well. If I don't do it well, then ignore me. All right. Okay, here we go. Broke a string, so on a guitar with a Floyd Rose type system, if you break a string, unless you have some a special stop put in to keep the guitar in tune, you're done with that guitar till you put the string back on. So, anyways, that may be a good place to leave this lesson and give you an idea of using those licks sparingly. Probably using, the more sparingly you use them, the more they'll catch somebody's ear. If you use them too much, it's going to be too much dissonance, and it's going to sound like you're playing wrong notes, possibly. So, anyways, use these as a spice, these licks number 40 through 48. And good luck trying some of this stuff, and hopefully this was helpful for some people.